wearing the orange colors of Clemson. Why not? They don't live very far from here, and they bought every ticket available to them. They would have bought probably 100,000 if the Gator Bowl Association had been able to sell them enough. The Buckeye partisans, about 11,000 in number, and many of those Ohio Staters are alumni who live in the southern part of the United States. So the Buckeyes will themselves have a rather large, loyal legion of fans for this first meeting ever between these two college football teams, the ACC and the Big Ten. And you would think over the years that these two teams would have somehow gotten together in athletic competition, but they have not. There is Woody Hayes, waiting now to send his Ohio State Buckeyes onto the field. That's Jimmy Moore, the big tight end, right there, waiting to lead the Buckeyes out onto the field as Ohio State, with a record of 7-3-1 in 1978, ranked 20th in the nation, and this is their first appearance ever in the Gator Bowl. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, and I must admit right at the beginning with a little bit of laryngitis. With me is Ara Parsegian, our analyst, looking rather plump and pleased during the holiday season. And the Ohio State Buckeyes right now are coming onto the field. And Ara, there are so many facets about this football game. For example, Clemson, with a rookie head coach, Danny Ford, had the job 24 days. Charlie Pell leaving to go take the head job at Florida. He, however, will have a seasoned quarterback working for him.
Very true, Keith. Can you imagine the emotions of Danny Ford, new head football coach, debuting here in the Gator Bowl? He's going to be nervous on the sideline. He comes with good credentials. He's another one of Bear Bryant's boys. He was captain of the 1969 team. But he's going to be comforted some this evening with a great, seasoned, experienced quarterback in Steve Fuller. He's done it all for Clemson University. And again, I think tonight, he did not have a great night a year ago in the Gator Bowl, but I'm sure he's going to make up for that. He's led Clemson to a 10-1 season.
Now the roar builds, and it'll build until this issue is settled. On the Ohio State side of the field, there is a direct contrast with the veteran of veteran coaches, Woody Hayes, but he starts a freshman quarterback, Art Schlichter.
Very true. Woody, 65 years old, in contrast, of course, to Danny Ford. He's done it all. He's won 13 conference titles, 3 national championships. He's colorful, he's unpredictable, and, of course, controversy surrounds him. This year early, he started a freshman quarterback, Art Schlichter. He's led the Buckeyes to a 7-3-1 record. I think he is the quarterback of the future of the Buckeyes, and I think he's an outstanding prospect, along with being a great basketball player. And I think he'll demonstrate tonight that he will do a great job.
Some of the other factors tied to this particular football game include the unsettling circumstances of Clemson changing coaches just before the bowl game was to be played 24 days ago. Ohio State does enjoy playing in bowl games other than the Rose Bowl. If you don't believe it, ask Woody. And furthermore, this event means about $4.5 to $5 million to the economy of Jacksonville and $385,000 for each one of the teams. And from Woody, the final comments before they put it on the tee. The first meeting ever between Ohio State and Clemson. Clemson has won the toss. The Tigers will receive Willie Jordan, number 5, Warren Ratchford, number 2. And kicking off for white-shirted Ohio State, Bob Atha, a freshman from Worthington. The 34th Gator Bowl game is underway. It is high, it is deep, way back into the end zone. Clemson first down at the 20. Willie Jordan having no opportunity to return it. The starting backfield for Clemson, Steve Fuller, Phi Beta Kappa at quarterback, Lester Brown. Biggest season ever at tailback this year, Big Junior. Marvin Sims has been an outstanding fullback for the Tigers, number 31. Dwight Clark is a big 6'3" flanker, number 30. And Jerry Butler is an All-American receiver, number 15, and he is a very exciting football player. Here's your first offensive play of the football game. The Tigers first down at the 20-yard line. They run the veer out of the I formation. Fuller with the ball, back to throw it, sets up a screen. Ball is dropped, incomplete forward pass. He had the screen set well, but Lester Brown, the tailback, did not handle it well, took his eyes off of it. He was looking for his blockers, and a missed opportunity. Billy Hudson, senior left tackle, 238 pounds. Chris Dolce, 232-pound guard. Jeff Bostic, a 233-pound junior center. His brother, Joe Bostic, is a senior right guard, 258 pounds. Steve Kenny at right tackle, 248 pounds. And the tight end is Anthony King, a 218-pounder. Second down and 10. Tigers. Fuller on the option down the line. He delivers it wide to Lester Brown. And coming up out of the secondary to make the hit for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Vince Skillings, number 48, the safety man. Let's set the Ohio State defenses for you now as the Buckeyes line up this way in defense. Up front, they'll have Henson, Sullivan, and Cato, the three down linemen. The linebackers and the defensive ends are Paul Ross, Tom Cousin, All-American, Al Washington, and Kelton Dantzler. The secondary is Mike Guest, Bob Murphy, Todd Bell, and Vince Skillings. Lenny Mills is now in replacing Todd Bell. It is third down and about 5 yards to go for Clemson. Steve Fuller back to throw, 57% passer. Dumps it off to the sideline, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Lester Brown. Brown was the safety valve man. Ohio State's defense was set well. They had double coverage on him. No opportunity. Clemson will have to punt.
Good defensive series for Ohio State. One of the things we should mention here is that the wind is blowing at about 15 or 20 miles an hour, and Clemson will be punting into it in their first punting situation.
David Sims will do the punting. Mike Guest is deep for Ohio State. The kick is away. Good carry on the ball. Good roll on the ball. Goes out of bounds. Ohio State gets rather good field position, however. They will have the ball first down at the 36-yard line on a 39-yard punt with Art Schlichter, the freshman, opening at quarterback. Ron Springs, big senior running back, will be at the tailback position. Paul Campbell, who's improved steadily at the fullback spot. Doug Donnelly, who can fly, is the flanker. Rod Gerald, who two-year quarterback for the Buckeyes, now playing at a wide receiver position. It is first down, Ohio State at the 36. Ohio State opens with a double tight end offense as they've got Barwig, 245-pounder in there instead of Gerald, and Schlichter rolls out and throws. And it is incomplete, intended for Donnelly, a sophomore at the sideline. And so Woody Hayes comes out throwing on the first offensive play. Keith Ferguson, that tackle, 230-pound sophomore. Ken Fritz, a junior, 238 pounds. Tim Vogler at center, a 228-pounder. At the guard position, Jim Savoca, 235-pound senior. Joe Robinson, a 254-pound tackle. And the tight end is Jimmy Moore, and he's a horse at 249 pounds, 6'5". Second down and 10. Schlichter to put it up again. Donnelly to the sidelines. Has it. First down, Ohio State. Knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line by Jonathan Brooks.
Not a surprise in this early going. We found that Woody Hayes is going to put the ball up 25 to 30 times. Here you see Donnelly just comes down the field. Schlichter fakes tailback action to the left. He's wide open on the sideline, and the ball's right there. They say Schlichter has been throwing exceptionally well in practice.
It's first time since the Penn State game he hasn't had a sore shoulder. Ron Springs carries. From the running back position, hits beyond the 48, close to the 49, where Jim Stuckey, who had a big ball game for Clemson a year ago against Pittsburgh. Defensive front for them, Jonathan Brooks, Stuckey, Rich Tootin in the middle guard position, Tony Williams, and Steve Gibbs. The linebackers, they lead the team in tackles, both of them all conference. Randy Scott, Bubba Brown, and the secondary is listed there for the Tigers. Second down, and let's call it 8 yards to go from the 49-yard line. Ball is ridden outside the string. He's got some room. He's loose on the sidelines. He's got an Ohio State first down as he goes out in the vicinity of the 38-yard line with Bubba Rollins and Steve Ryan knocking him out. That was a 13-yard pickup, and the Ohio State ground game looks pretty good.
Very interesting. It appeared that Schlichter called an audible at the line of scrimmage. Apparently saw something in the Clemson defense that he liked the option against. Audible eyes to it, picked up 13 yards on it.
Nose of the football is just touching the Clemson 38-yard line. First down, Buckeyes. Out of the I formation, Schlichter gives the ball to the fullback, and Campbell rides it into the middle close to the 35. 72,011, and there's a big battle going on up front that'll be very important. In the white, number 52, Tim Vogler, against number 58, Charlie Bauman, the middle guard of Clemson.
You see here that Bauman is a double team, rolls off of it, makes a great play on it.
They will alternate Bauman, who's a 228-pounder, 6'1", sophomore, with Rich Tootin, a 234-pound senior. That's something Charlie Pell did throughout the season. The ball is at the 35, second down and 7, Ohio State. They delay it, give it to Springs. He options it to the outside. On that particular delay, he looked into the middle. You could see him look in there to read the middle and then veered it outside and got a good gain out of it down to about the 27.
One of the great things about the sprint draw where they come back, gives a great running back an opportunity to run the play from tackle to tackle, inside, outside, and that's exactly what Ron Springs did that time.
He came to Ohio State from Coffeyville Junior College in Kansas. He comes off the field right now. Ohio State with the football, first down at the just inside the 28. Rick Volley is in at fullback right now for Ohio State. And the gain is inside the 25 of Clemson to about the 24, with Schlichter carrying the ball. Rex Varn making the tackle for Clemson.
I think they made a little mistake there, Keith. They came out in the robuster, the full house tee on a first down situation. They must have thought they were short on the first down, and you don't normally use that formation in a first down situation.
Now they send Rod Gerald in the ball game. He's wide to the left, Donlett to the right. Springs is back in. And Schlichter with the ball. Options it out to Springs. Springs gets loose, goes inside the 15. Ran right over a Clemson defender and took it down to about the 10-yard line. And the Buckeyes are driving.
Hey, the guy that made that go was Duck Donnelly, who was blocking on Rex Varn, number 13. He managed to contain him, and as a result, it was a good gainer.
Springs has carried 4 times, Ara, for 36 yards in the ball game, and the Tigers now are backed up at their 10. The ball is just short of the 10. It is first down for Ohio State. They can't make a first down without scoring. Rick Volley is now in. Ricky Johnson in the backfield. It's a full house alignment for Ohio State. Full house tee. Ball is ridden off to the fullback, and Paul Campbell carries it. Campbell, a 222-pound junior out of Ravenna, Ohio, gets it down to about the 6-yard line. They've got Campbell and Volley, big guys, in there at setback position, along with Ricky Johnson, who's a 192-pound junior out of Santa Maria, California. Let's call it closer to the 7-yard line, where it is second down. This is the 10th play of this opening possession by Ohio State. Schlichter still got it. Art turns it to the 6. There's a good defensive play in there by number 49 for Clemson. Eddie Gathers, the cornerback, who came up to make it.
Outside the 5.
The Tigers with the Tiger Falls all over their helmets. It is third down from the 6-yard line. 5 yards for a first down. 6 yards for the touchdown. Schlichter keeps it, turns it, dives. He's hit hard at the 2. Eddie Gathers also involved in that play, along with Tony Williams and Bubba Brown, the linebackers. Scott and Brown, the 2 linebackers, are the leading tacklers on the team. They flow to the side very, very well, very quick.
Schlichter's trying to run the option to the left side the second time in a row. He must have thought that they could get in here. He tries to carry the ball in the end zone. He's knocked down just short of the goal line. It's interesting, Keith, in the last 2 ball games of Ohio State, they opened up with drives against Indiana and Michigan, same type of drives, blocking well, moving the ball, and then, of course, the rest of the ball game, they were not nearly as efficient.
Fourth down, they're going for it. No field goal. Fourth down, the crowd is roaring in the end zone, and Schlichter walks away from it. Could not hear the call, so on fourth down and a little more than a yard for a first down and a little less than 2 yards for the touchdown, they will go for the touchdown.
They're down there at the end where all that orange is, and there's a lot of noise.
You can see that's Clemson country.
There's not a lot of orange all the way around the stadium. As you pointed at the top of the show, they had a shorter distance to go.
Buckeyes tried only 10 field goals all year, made 6 of them. And they'll just stand down now until they shut up so they can hear the call. Ball is outside. The volley. They're stopping. They took it outside. And Bubba Brown and Willie Underwood rode with him all the way and got him.
Very interesting that the last 3 plays were all run to the left of the short side of the field. And all of them the option, the fullback option. And they were not successful with them. So whatever they saw in film, Keith, was not evidenced here by their play. You can see again here he's running the same thing. He fakes to the fullback. He is forced to pitch. And of course you can see the fourth. Willie Underwood and the rest of the Clemson team does a great job at the goal line.
So Ohio State comes up empty. The Ohio State Buckeyes have the football, 4 minutes and 41 seconds, run off 12 plays, travel 62 yards, and they're turned away on fourth down. Clemson gets the ball back, first down at their own 2. Be careful, country. Give it to Lester Brown, the tailback, dives to the 5. We'll see whether or not this is a lift for the Tigers.
Well, I think it was a decent decision on the part of Woody Hayes. He's down here. It's early in the ball game. He wants to go for the touchdown. Of course, as time moves forward in the game, he may change that opinion, but he left Clemson in a real tough field position spot.
If the Buckeye defense holds Clemson, obviously Ohio State gets it back in good field position. The heat right now is on Clemson offense to get out of trouble. From the 5, it is second down and 7. Fuller with the ball, turns it upfield. He weighs in at about 208 pounds, and he jams it out to about the 8-yard line, where Tom Cousinall, a consensus All-American senior linebacker from Fairview Park, Ohio, makes the stop with help from Paul Ross.
Big down coming up because they are going to be forced to punt into the wind again from tough field position if they don't pick it up.
Ohio State with 92 football players here at the Gator Bowl. Clemson with 98. Everybody can go. Everybody should go, and in most instances they do go. The first game for Danny Ford as head coach. He's had the job 24 days, but he is no neophyte. He was the offensive coordinator and assistant head coach under Charlie Pell. Fuller puts it up down the sidelines. He throws it over the head of the intended receiver, Jerry Butler. Butler had double coverage, and that's a very interesting thing because apparently Ohio State is going to double up on Clemson's top receiver, Jerry Butler, and try to take him away from the Clemson offense.
You bet. I'll tell you, Keith, when you look at his stats, Jerry Butler had 54 receptions for 864 yards. And when you defensive team, you better be sure you defense their skills and try to make them play left-handed rather than go to their favorite receivers or runners.
Pressure is on David Sims, the punter down. Gets it out, and it's a good high hanging kick. Good hang time on it. Guest back takes it at the 47-yard line. He's cut down at the 42-yard line. And for a fact, Ohio State does get good field position after a 40-yard punt. First down on the Clemson 42 and no score. They are the officials for the Gator Bowl game tonight. Jim Artley, the referee. They're all out of the Southeastern Conference, all veteran officials and all good at their job. And all of them have worked in many postseason ball games. From the Clemson 42, first down Ohio State, with Campbell and Springs behind Schlichter. Art will throw it. Goes over the middle with it. Passes in and out of the hands of a Clemson defender, Randy Scott, linebacker, who had dropped back to cover. The pass was intended for Rod Jarrell as he had come down to run a post pattern. And Schlichter's very lucky that was not intercepted.
And Schlichter knows that he threw right into heavy traffic. The ball should have been intercepted. He's just taking a tailback action. He's looking for Jarrell. He slipped a little bit there. Now he delivers here, but you can see it is poorly thrown, way underthrown, and judgment there was not up to the 11-game experience that he already has.
He threw 20 interceptions in the 11 games, most of them coming early in the season. Second down and 10 from the Clemson 42 for Ohio State. Ball is given to the fullback, Campbell. Campbell on a delay, runs it up the middle, and pounds it inside the 35, fumble the football. Clemson saying they have it. Let's wait and see what the man in the striped shirt with the white hat says.
I'll tell you one guy that's got problems down there is the umpire, Harold Johnson. He just got knocked flat on his back.
Ohio State keeps possession. Ball just inside the 35-yard line. That was an interesting handoff.
Little delayed draw.
Wrapped both arms around his fullback. Left the ball in there. Next time he may take it out. Rides it. Penalty flag down. Keeps it. Schlichter turns it to the 30 for a first down, but hang on. The linesman threw a flag against the Buckeyes. Illegal procedure.
First down on the play, and that's the kind of mistakes that you want to avoid, particularly when you're in 4-down area and you're on a drive.
During the season, the Buckeyes had 57 flags against them for 575 yards.
Very unusual for them because they're generally a penalty-free team. But you look at the other side of the coin, you take Clemson's had a great season. Defensively, only giving up 254 yards a game and 10.5 points per game.
Cal Murray comes in at a wide receiver spot. It is third down, just inside the 40, and about 7 yards to go for Ohio State. No score in the first quarter. Ball is handed off to Murray, who countered back inside from a flanker position, sort of an elongated wingback counter play. His knee, however, touched the ground short of the 40-yard line. The ball will be put back at the 41, and it'll be fourth down, Ohio State, and 9.
It's interesting they didn't put the ball up in the air in a long yardage situation. They must want to pin Clemson back down in tough field position. And if the Tigers can get by this quarter, they'll pick up the win and maybe improve the field position that they have been
Willie
suffering
Jordan
from.
is going deep for Clemson. Tom Orris will do the punting for Ohio State, averaging better than 40 yards per kick. No pressure. Orris shoots it for the corner. It's a good kick. Let's see where the line judge puts it. They're going to mark it about the 8-yard line. A 32-yard punt. It was almost a great kick. If he'd been able to keep it inside just a little bit more, he'd had him inside the 5. The Sugar Bowl. Number 1 Penn State against number 2 Alabama. January 1st, right here on most of these ABC stations at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Penn State on top of the Division 1A heap with a record of 11 wins and no losses. Alabama lost 1 time to Southern California. The game that could mean a national title. From the 8, first down. And the ball is given off inside. And for the first time in the game, number 46, Tracy Perry, gets a chance to carry the ball, a 215-pound junior from Roxbury, North Carolina. And he got something out of it, moved it out beyond the 12 for the better part of 5 yards. Close to the 13, second down and 5.
Second and 5.
Brown is the tailback. Danny Ford intensely watching on the sidelines. Steve Fuller on the option, hands it off again to Tracy Perry. Perry gets it to the 14-yard line. That leaves him short of his first down with third coming.
Clemson Ball Club has been an explosive team during the course of the year. And I think when they get field position, they'll open up a little bit more. They average 436 yards a game. But they've been in a tough spot here in the first quarter.
Those are tiger paws on that cheerleader's face. In fact, I think everybody in orange has got a couple of tiger paws painted somewhere on their anatomy. Third down and 4. Brown, Fuller under pressure, unloaded it to Brown, and then Brown went down in a heap as Lenny Mills came in to cut him down from his defensive back position. It's fourth down, and once again, Ohio State is going to get the football and good field position, sending Mike Guest deep to receive the punt of David Sims. So the Clemson ground game has not moved. As a matter of fact, the Clemson offense hasn't moved yet.
They're going after it, looks like.
Kick is away. Under that much pressure, not a bad kick. Gets a pretty good roll out of it. The ball's going to roll up around the 45-yard line where it'll be dead. And Ohio State will have it, but they're still playing on Clemson's end of the field after that 32-yard punt. 4:43 to go in the first quarter, and there is no score. Football is a collision sport, but a little bit of thespian doesn't hurt sometimes. Watch David Sims, the punter.
He's going to need to work on that. Oh, you're really hitting hurt.
Well, he at least begged his case.
Right.
At the 45 of Clemson, first down, Ohio State. Schlichter with the ball, comes down with it on the option, gets to the outside, and runs it down to the Clemson 36-yard line, close to a 9-yard pickup before Bubba Brown brought him down. Here's a look at this young freshman.
Well, he's adding on to the 520 yards that he gains this year, and he really looks like a more experienced, seasoned, poised kid right here. In the option, he puts it away. See, the field's a little bit slippery, but really good. The fact that it rained an awful lot during the week.
Ball is loose. Ron Springs dropped it, but fell on it at the 40. Here's a piece of sports information that I think will get your attention. Look at that. In overtime tonight at Madison Square Garden, Ohio State beat top-ranked Duke in basketball 90-84. I don't know if it's an omen or not. Third down, 5. Schlichter to the outside, to a first down, and down to the Clemson 31. Willie Jordan, number 5, out of the secondary, getting some help from Steve Ryan.
It's interesting that Ohio State has run the option to their flanker side with great success. And down at the goal line, they elected to stay in a tight T, 2 tight ends and full house backfield.
Rod Gerald has come trotting off the field, sort of holding his right arm as if it's been shaken a little bit. Springs is out of there right now. Ricky Johnson replacing him at tailback, and he's got the ball. Ricky Johnson is stood up pretty well by Bubba Brown, linebacker number 47. I mean, he stood him up.
Oh, that was a great tackle. Leading tackler on this football team, number 47, Bubba Brown. Watch him come across and make the picture tackle. Braces himself, legs up under him, and he really takes Ricky Johnson back.
Bubba's not that big, 206-pound junior from Loudon, Tennessee. It's third down now. Inside, Paul Campbell, the fullback, runs into Jim Stuckey, and he gets something out of it, but not enough to write home about. So it's going to bring up third down and pretty long here for Ohio State. Third down and about 7, maybe 6, give or take a half a yard. The football is resting just inside the Clemson 28-yard line. Rod Gerald is wide to the top of the picture. Get a call here.
I think he made contact.
Charlie Bowman, the middle guard, I think made the contact.
Yep.
So it'll be third and short instead of third and long.
Let's take a look and see. He comes across. Well, he didn't appear to make the contact there.
Procedure call, encroachment.
Yep.
Third and 2. Fullback dives for it. Don't know if Campbell got it. Brown was right there to greet him. Bubba's busy, isn't he?
I tell you this, I was impressed also with the entire Clemson team. They really swarmed to the ball. There were 11 of them over there within 3 or 4 yards of the ball.
Campbell is hit by Williams.
It is short of the first down by about 2 feet.
Fourth down.
Well, it appears that Ohio State has more success with their flanker attack, 1 flanker back and 2 tight ends. Clemson has been able to put the heat on them when they come out in this full house team.
Fourth down and 2 feet. The fullback Campbell, and he appears to have it.
Oh, it's close, isn't it?
But let's wait and see.
Close.
I'm almost sure that Jim Hartley, the referee, is going to bring those chains in to make sure, because it is not that obvious. So he waves Clemson away, runs Ohio State away, and says, let's just settle the issue, fellas, by stretching it out. That's what they got that 10-yard chain over there for.
It's close.
Didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
Willie Jordan, the cornerback, was the man that really made the hit that straightened up Campbell and kept him from getting the 4 inches that he needed.
See, they're in the full house tee again. Schlichter just reverse pivots. Let's take a look at the blocking.
What's Jordan, number 5, up there now?
Oh, he throws his body in there, really does, recklessly, and he keeps that from being a first down. A terrific piece of work by Willie Jordan.
And Clemson takes over at the 21. That's the best field position they've had, second best all night. They were out of the 25 one time. And Fuller rolls deep. Up the middle he comes. And Steve punches it to the 30. And he's just about a yard short of the first down. Cousinall shaken up on the play, number 36. There's a penalty flag. Woody Hayes remonstrating with one of the officials on the sidelines. Penalty is going to go against Clemson. That's Cousinall, and Tom got up pretty slowly after the hit.
I tell you, he's some kind of football player. All-American, 2 or 3 years. Well, they're going to move him back and take away that gain that Fuller had. Here they are back in poor field position again, back to the 16.
A personal foul call, big one.
Let's see what happens here. Fuller comes back, sprints out behind his fullback and tailback, Lester Brown. Can't find anyone open. He sees a great deal of daylight there. Comes up the field. He's hit there. Oh, you can see right there. Yeah.
Chris Dulce, number 50, late hit. And so it is third down from the 15 for Clemson. A second down, excuse me. The pass is complete out to the 22. And the Tigers now will be looking at third and long with Perry Tuttle, number 22, a freshman out of Winston-Salem, who's in there at a wide receiver position making the catch. He's in there right now replacing Jerry Butler. We've got another penalty flag. We've got another personal foul.
See what that
This one's against Ohio State.
Yep.
So on second down and about 18, the pass completion plus the personal foul call, and the football is moved all the way out to the 37-yard line, where it's a first down for the Clemson Tigers.
See if we can see what happens. This is the same play to the right. You can see the two lead blockers coming. Sims and Brown. He throws the ball. Let's see where the penalty comes. I think it was a helmet that came in.
Looked like spearing, yeah.
Yep.
Fuller has the ball, goes over the middle, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for his flanker, Dwight Clark, number 30, cutting across the middle. Big 6'3", 212-pound senior out of Charlotte, and he was open. The pass was just a little bit too high for him.
It's interesting the difference between the receptions by Jerry Butler, their split receiver, as opposed to Clark. Butler was 54, and Clark has only had 10.
Butler is now to the left side, back in the ball game. Clark left. Option. Loose football. Lester Brown covers it. Loss on the play. Back to the 32. It was a weak pitch. Ball never got to the trailing halfback. Actually, he wasn't trailing either. He was almost in a posture of having a lateral thrown to him.
Thus far, we've seen some great defensive work by both teams, particularly Clemson in goal line situations that have been very important and kept the Buckeyes from scoring.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Ara, you can't sit out there and let your defensive team play that much and Ohio State beat on you all night. Sooner or later, they'll wear you down.
Well, Clemson's a big play outfit, too.
Harold Dawkins is in at tailback now, and it's third down and 17 as Fuller sets to throw. Goes over the middle with it. The pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage. The pass was intended for Clark, never got there.
He was open, too. The defensive line, whoever deflected that ball, kept that from being a first down.
And so it brings up fourth and punting time. This will be the fourth punt of the ball game for Clemson. Yes is going deep for Ohio State. David Sims will hit it from around his 23. Good kick. He hit it into the north wind. And the Tigers are down there to cover it inside the 30. First down, Ohio State at the 28 with 39 seconds to play in the first quarter. There's no score. That was a 37-yard punt.
Well, Ohio State's going to have to go the longest distance in this first quarter, and I think Clemson has done a great job considering the wind disadvantage they have. They'll pick it up in another 39 seconds, and you may see a little bit more efficient passing on the part of Fuller.
Here come the Buckeyes. First down at their own 28 to send Donnelly to the right. Ball is handed off to the tailback, Ron Springs. Springs is nailed at the 30. And coming underneath the pile, Randy Scott, the left linebacker, number 35.
Well, there's a lot of quickness on that Clemson ball club. They react well, and they're impressive thus far.
Gain of a couple, second down, 8 coming. Schlichter rolls. He's got Gerald going down that sideline. He puts it back up on the other side in the middle, and the pass is complete to Ron Barwick, the tight end. So Barwick makes the catch for an Ohio State first down. The first quarter is over. A gain of 17 yards on that pass play. The Buckeyes have the football a lot in the first quarter, but it's still a scoreless ball game. That last play of the first quarter is a good example, Era, of a maturing youngster at quarterback.
Very true. You see Schlichter rolls out to his left. He's looking for receivers, and he finds Ron Barwick, not the principal receiver, over the middle. And I guess he's not too difficult to find. He's 6'8", 245. Not bad size for a receiver.
And it's first down, Ohio State at the Clemson, at their own 47-yard line. As Ron springs the tailback, runs it over to the Clemson 49, or close to it, on the first down play. As we begin the second quarter, Keith Jackson along with Ara Parsegian, the 34th annual Gator Bowl game from Jacksonville, and it's all sold out. We hope your holidays have been most festive and happy for you, and you're looking ahead to a good New Year. Sometimes it looks like you have to look a little harder than some days in the past, but keep looking anyhow. As Schlichter goes deep for Donnelly. He caught it at the 16.
Well, that was a great throw.
Woo. He catches that football right over Eddie Gator.
Looked like Gator was covering him well. Schlichter comes back, and he leads him beautifully, puts enough air under the ball. Gator's not that far away, and look at that. Puts it right in his hands. Here's another look at it. He just comes up, starts to weave out, then he tries to beat him deep. Gathers turns his back to it, loses the ball, and Schlichter put it right in there.
And it's first down, Ohio State at the Clemson 16-yard line in a scoreless ball game early in the second quarter. Schlichter options and goes with it himself to the just inside the 15. Randy Scott flowing with the play. Linebacker for Clemson made the stop. And that cotton candy is still good despite anxiety for a Clemson partisan.
I'll tell you right now what would go real well for Ohio State would be a misdirection play. The pursuit of the Clemson team is so rapid, swarming to the field, that any kind of misdirection play, I think, could be successful at this point.
Rod Carroll is wide to the left side, or the open side. Schlichter gives it to him.
There it is.
Inside the 10, short of the first down at the 8-yard line. Al Latimer knocked him down. Rod Carroll, who had 2 seasons at quarterback for Ohio State. Another look at it.
There it is. Schlichter comes back, fakes to the fullback, takes it out, and then peels the ball off. As you see to Gerald, who turns the corner with good blocking out in front. He weaves to the outside, and if he'd have kept his feet, he might have gotten in there for the touchdown.
We've got a penalty flag thrown over there where the tackle was made, and looks like it's going to go against Ohio State. The Buckeyes have backed well up the field, and Jim Artley now will face it off and tell us what it is. So there's that mistake.
A good one.
A lot of those during the course of the season as the Buckeyes went 7-3-1.
Let's see what clipping?
Clip.
Yep. Let's see if we can pick that up. Let's see if we can find the clip here. 70 right there. You can see him taking 26, who is Steve Ryan. Definitely a clip. Good call by the officials.
Joe Robinson attacking downfield. So the football is moved back to the 22. Schlichter goes over the middle with it, completes the pass down to about the original line of scrimmage, the 16, with Paul Campbell, the fullback, making the reception. First quarter numbers are these.
You can see the Ohio State team had the ball for 10 minutes, 106 yards to 25, but the field position without question influenced them. And I think it's a tribute to the Clemson Tigers that they kept the Buckeyes out from scoring in that first quarter.
It is third down and 10 from the 16 for Ohio State. The Clemson 16. Third down.
Audible.
Delay it to the tailback springs, breaks it to the 10-yard line. It'll be fourth down and 4. Tackle by Steve Gibbs, defensive end.
You see Gerald down there, number 8, was signaling to Woody Hayes.
In comes the field goal kicker, Bob Atha.
It was signaling to Woody on the play that there was only about a yard to go. There's about 3 or 4 yards to go.
He will hit it from the 17. It's a 27-yard field goal try. He's 2 out of 3 from this distance on the season. Plenty of leg. Good. And so at 12:08 to go in the first half, we finally get some scoring. The Ohio State Buckeyes take the lead by a score of 3-0. You saw Woody Hayes growling. Well, this is what he was growling about.
Rich Tootin jumps in here, and he thought he was offside. And Woody got the... Oh, Tootin really knocked down a blocker there. And he was gnawing on one of my old buddies, Bishop.
Atha kicks it high and into the end zone to Jordan, and Willie won't return it. It'll be first down Clemson at the 20, and the Tigers are yet to get themselves in decent field position. Atha delivers the kick into the end zone. Second time that he has done that. 12:08 to go in the first half, and the Buckeyes are on the board on a 27-yard field goal, 3-0.
It was quite a kick when he was considering that he was kicking into the wind on the kickoff.
He's only a freshman. All right, Butler comes to the right side for Clemson. Tigers trying to get their offense moving. And the ball inside to the fullback, Tracy Perry. And he's got a yard, and that's all. Byron Cato, defensive tackle, a 250-pounder out of Lorain, Ohio. Here's the battle now between the middle guards and the centers. And this time, the Clemson center, Jeff Bostic, rode him out of there pretty well. But Cato, in the meantime, got away and made the stop.
Now, Cato was lined up at right defensive tackle and veered down to the inside. It was a perfect defensive play.
Danny Ford watching, second down. 9 yards to go from the 21. Fuller has it. And Steve's got a first down as he runs it out to the 34-yard line. He's a big, strong kid.
Had the trap option that time, and Ohio State made the fatal step to the field. Fuller came back, turned inside, and made good yardage.
Next first down is fair. Getting out just shy of the 35. 14-yard run.
Clock running, 11:10 to go first half. First down, Clemson just short of the 35. Fuller gets away. And Steve is out to the 41-yard line. He got away from Tony Magaro and Tom Cousino. Watch this move here. You see how agile this big quarterback is, as Cousino is a tough guy to get away from, but he did it right there.
Well, you can see a lot of agility on the part of Fuller. Well, he doesn't have almost 6,000 yards in his career by not being able to run and throw the ball.
Second down, 4. Fullback. And that should be a first down for Clemson as Perry getting good movement over the left side of the line. The offensive front for Clemson bangs it in for the first at 10:21 to go in the first half. Ohio State leading by a score of 3-0. Danny Ford coaching his first game as the head man at Clemson. He has a 4-year contract, and I'll tell you how confident the people at Clemson are about his future. They gave him a new $14,000 car last night before he coached his first game. The alumni, that is, or whoever the Clemson party. Fuller's pass to Butler, right there. And Jerry, for the first time, puts Clemson in Ohio State territory. The other games that have been played in this postseason, the Garden State Bowl, Arizona State beating Rutgers by a 34-18 score.
8 of 7, second and 3.
East Carolina over Louisiana Tech in the Independence Bowl. Hall of Fame game, A&M beat Iowa State. Second down and 4 for Clemson at the Ohio State 48. Fuller, outside it goes. Brown fumble. And the ball goes out of bounds. Kelton Dantzler was involved in the action there and was party to the rather bad pitch by Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller might have been better if he had kept the ball, because it was a pitch that was difficult under the conditions.
Other scores, Navy culminating a fine season, beating BYU in the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. The Sun Bowl, Texas bounced Maryland.
At the Buckeye 46.
Liberty Bowl, Missouri beat LSU, and that Missouri team's a team of the future. North Carolina State beat Pittsburgh in the Tangerine Bowl. Then Purdue jumped all over Georgia Tech. Third down, they need 2. Fuller's going to throw it. He's got a man wide open. He hits Butler. He had a man deep and a man short. He took the deep man, Butler. Jerry made a fine catch falling down. It's first down Clemson at the Ohio State 32. Butler has now caught a pass in 35 consecutive games. He made his second reception there.
He had good protection, and the sprint out pass has been very, very successful for Clemson during the entire year. He just rolls out, the tight end slides into the flat. The curl comes. He had both guys open. No coverage.
Tell you something. If he doesn't fall down, he might have scored because he is so quick. And he had about 4 yards in which to work. They give it to the fullback. And they power it inside the 30 to the 28-yard line with Tracy Perry carrying. And the rest of the scores include the Fiesta Bowl, where UCLA and Arkansas play at a 10-10 tie. So those are the games that have been played up to this time. The Blue Grade game was played today up in Montgomery, and South won that one over the North. It's second down and 5 yards to go. From the Ohio State 28, Clemson is on the move for the first time in the ball game. And the fullback Perry is inside the 25 to the 24. He's going to be a yard short of his first down. Tigers now are beginning to move some between the tackles.
Well, they've had a good drive here. And I don't know whether it's the assist of the wind or not, but they're moving downwind, both running and passing.
The temperature when we started was about 50, and they don't figure it's going to get any colder tonight. Handed off this time to the tailback. And the try for the first down is going to be very close. They had to go just inside the 23, and I'm not at all sure they made it, because the Buckeyes stacked it up pretty well with Harold Goggins carrying.
Signaling fourth down. Yeah, they went on a quick count that time, but Ohio State was ready.
Fuller comes up, and he wants to know exactly how far he's got to carry the ball, so he calls for the measure. And you can see that Danny Ford has picked up some of the traits of Frank Howard. Frank Howard, 30 years a coach at Clemson. Danny played and coached under Bear Bryant. But I refer in the main to that little wad of chewing stuff he's got tucked away in his jaw. It's a habit that Uncle Frank practiced at Clemson for 30 years.
He's going.
On fourth down, they'll go. With 7:23 to go in the first half. Lester Brown is back at tailback. Marvin Sims is the fullback. They give it to Brown, first down. Big hole over the right side.
Oh, boy, good blocking on
Bostic and Kenny really opened it up. And the two fullbacks, Sims and Perry, went right in behind him, and they really blew it open.
The right side of that line, that Kenny Bostic really moved him out of there. There's no question about that.
And it's first down Clemson at the Ohio State 20-yard line. This is the 11th play in this Clemson possession, a drive that started back on their 20. Buckeyes lead 3-zip. Fullback, hit and spinning Perry to the 17. Tony Magaro, number 90, a linebacker, made the hit for the Bucks.
Ohio State's moving the nose man over the strong side guard, and kind of a stacked situation, a defense that a lot of teams use this year very successfully, and it's very difficult to run against. Let's see whether Fuller goes to the air here.
Second down and 7 from the Ohio State 17. Option, turns it. Fuller inside the 10. First and goal to go Clemson at the Ohio State 9.
The same trap option that they had success with earlier. Fake to the fullback, where he's also going to the left, favoring the left.
First down and goal to go at the Ohio State 9. Butler to the right. Perry and Brown are the deep backs in the eye. Gets it to the 4. And he really had a fight because Cousino had a hold of it.
Two good football players going against one another. See, they love to run that option play. Left guard pulls, fakes to the fullback, keeps the ball. Cousino puts a pretty good number on him, but look at Fuller. He stays right with it.
Fuller now needs one more yard to reach 6,000 in his career. Second down, goal to go from the 4. Fuller with the ball. Touchdown. Try for the extra point, Obed Ariri. It is good. With 5 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the first half, the Clemson Tigers, dormant in the first quarter, march it 80 yards and take a 7-3 lead. Well, all the Tigers are dancing and prancing, and for this generation of Clemsonites, it is their first touchdown in the Gator Bowl. They were held at 3 points by Pittsburgh a year ago. They used 7 minutes and 5 seconds in a very impressive drive. We'll have the kickoff now for Clemson, and deep to receive it will be Kelvin Murray and Doug Donnelly. Ariri hits it, hooks it to the sidelines. It's fielded over there by Murray. Donnelly, rather, and Doug Donnelly comes out across the 20 to the 22. So here comes Ohio State from their 22, trailing now 7-3. Coming up on Monday, Penn State and Alabama. If Penn State, the only undefeated team in Division 1A, wins that ball game, you have to assume that Penn State will be voted the national champion. If Alabama should win the ball game, we may very well have to wait for the polls to decide the issue early in next week. But whatever, it shapes up as one of the great football games of this decade, and only the 5th time in postseason competition since they started keeping polls that we have been able to match up 1 and 2. And you'll see it right here on ABC. All right, Schlichter turns around and gives the football to the up man, the fullback out of the eye, Paul Campbell. And Campbell hits out for a couple of yards, maybe 3 to the 25. And the clock runs at 4:45 to go in the first half.
Clemson took a lot of time off that clock in that second quarter with that great drive. Beautifully executed all the way. And Ohio State now has but 4 minutes, a little over 4.5 minutes to try to get back on the board to go ahead.
Rod Gerald comes wide to the left side. On second down and 7, Schlichter rolling. Gets away. And then pays for it. Coming up out of the secondary, number 35 and number 47, the two linebackers, Bubba Brown and Randy Scott. He got away from David Reed. Reed was pursuing from the back. Coming up at halftime, Ara, we have a look at the two principals in that big Sugar Bowl game, Penn State and Alabama, on our Fireman's Fund feature. We'll have the Ohio State Band, the Chevrolet Coaches Award for the year, and the Clemson Band. That's at halftime, which is 3 minutes and 50 seconds away. Third down, a half a yard for the first down, handed away to the fullback, and he pops it on through there, and it'll be first down Buckeyes out around the 34-yard line.
And that's the down and distance that they've had the problem with. There's Steve Fuller.
He's a heck of a kid. Phi Beta Kappa. He's done just about everything. His career, he's had 2 B's. He got one of them this year on a term paper in history. He was mumbling about it yesterday. At the 34-yard line, first down, Ohio State. Schlichter keeps it. And tripping him up, number 35, Randy Scott. Well, I tell you, 212-pounder Scott, 206-pounder Brown. They lead the teams by a very wide margin in total tackles for the season, and they are active.
They really are. You look at the statistics, you can't believe it. They're not that big, but boy, can they move. And they lead by far in the tackling, and you can see why here just in the first quarter and a half, a little over quarter and a half.
I haven't really had a chance to sit down and study them, and it's pretty hard to do with the ball game going on. But it looks to me like they gamble some too, Aaron.
Yes, they do.
Second down and 7. And Schlichter wants to throw. He throws. He's got a man wide open. His fullback, Campbell, coming out of the backfield, was lonesome. He was so open.
He had a little trap bootleg type action in there. Schlichter came around. He really hid the ball well because the defense did not know where it was. Let's take a look. Watch him. He reverse pivots, fakes to the halfback coming back inside. The fullback slides into the flat. He's wide open, but Campbell falls down. Otherwise, he'd have made a few more yards.
At number 9, making his first appearance of the game, Alvin Taylor, a junior out of Newport News, a flanker. Schlichter back to throw it again. Hums one. Pass complete. Thrown right into the sidelines to Rod Gerald, the man that Schlichter replaced at quarterback. And he's a tough little guy when he gets out into that secondary.
You get Schlichter faking to the field and then getting the one-on-one on the backside to the short side, and he can really drill that ball.
He's 6 out of 8, 89 yards. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds to play, we get a whistle from the officials as they stop the play. Want to make sure the ball is lined up apparently properly. The football is sitting at the Clemson 43-yard line, where it is second down and less than a yard for the first down. Woody has not missed any opportunity tonight to be conversant with the gentleman wearing the striped shirts.
You know who that fellow is? The fellow I was in the Navy with 30 years ago or more. Butch Lambert, coached in the Southeastern Conference for years. Or rather, officiating.
Now we get a timeout, and apparently it's... No, I guess not. They just send everybody back to their respective positions and get themselves organized and have everything orderly, and now we're ready to go.
There we go.
Second down short for the first. Schlichter's going to go deep with it. He's got a man wide open. Barwick, he's got it. He's down at the 9, the 8. First and goal to go, Ohio State. On second down and less than a yard, the young quarterback took it deep and succeeded.
Well-executed play. Schlichter came to the short side of the field. Barwick came off the tight end spot. The safety came over to support because he thought it was an option play. Let's see if we can take a look at it here. Watch Schlichter come down on option to the left. Barwick comes right down the field in the heart. Perfect throw. Well-executed play.
First down and goal to go, and they break the play before they get the chains in place. Bubba Rollins, 17, was flashing in. And Gibbs coming in. Procedure, Ohio State. The block stands for Clemson. Woody's unhappy.
Oh, he wants our attention. Look at that.
He's in the ball game. 1:21 to go in the first half. And Ohio State has regained the lead by a score of 9-7 over the Clemson Tigers. And the conversation continues on the sideline. There's a story on the Ohio State scoring drive. The kick was blocked by Steve Gibbs, and it's 9-7 ball game. And Atha will kick it off for the Buckeyes. Good high hanging kick, but Jordan will return this one from the 2. And he comes out to the 23 before he is ruled out of there by Terry Vogler. Let's go back to the extra point try, and you look on the left side of the Ohio State line, you see a tackle move. See him move right there?
How important it is, because that motion penalty, illegal procedure, cost, and of course it's blocked. By the same token, 9-7 makes a big difference. 10-7 doesn't beat you with a field goal.
At the 24-yard line, first down, Clemson. Sims, the fullback, Brown, the tailback. Fuller, of course, is the quarterback, and he rolls it to the right side. He goes for Butler. He's got him. Up at the 41, Mike Guess made the tackle. What they did was they put Clark and Butler on the same side and set them both down, and he chose Butler, and he got him.
Going to call a time.
Now they're going to call time. Got a little mixed up. They wanted to run off a quick play with the clock winding down to 1 minute to go in the first half. But Fuller, rather than get himself in trouble and absorb a penalty, will take a timeout and go to the sidelines to talk with exactly 1 minute to go in the first half. 9-7 ball game with a minute to play. Here in the second quarter, Ohio State 9, Clemson 7. First down, Clemson just beyond the 40. Fuller with 2 timeouts remaining. Wants to go deep. Got a man on the sidelines. Clark, he got it. Penalty flag is down. Penalty flag thrown, and Butler may have gone down and blocked somebody illegally. Let's wait and see, but it was a great catch by Clark.
A marker on the play.
Let's see what it was. They threw the flag, pointed at Butler, and it's offensive interference. And here's what caused the trouble. That's Skillings, 48, coming down, and sure enough.
Oh, yeah, he was going to the ball. The ball was in the air, I believe.
And a 39-yard pass completion is wiped out. I don't know. That might fall in the category of a ticky-tack foul, but...
Yeah, I don't...
There it is.
Offensive interference.
Offensive...
Loss of down.
52 seconds to go, and the football has moved all the way back to the inside the 27. That also is loss of down.
That's a big, big penalty.
Second down and 27. Draw play. No. Beautiful handling of the ball. Clark's got it again. Fool me. Fooled a lot of people, including those wearing the hard hats and white shirts, as the gain is all the way to the 45.
Boy, is he cool. He stayed right in there and delivered. Here he is. He sprints out. He turns right here. Look at him hide the ball. Now he steps up into the pocket, looks to the left, and right at the last instant, look at that ball right on the money to Dwight Clark. Woo!
Clark is hurt on the play and down on the field.
I tell you, that Fuller is something. Here's Clark. He just comes up the field, breaks over the middle, was really not a principal receiver or a secondary receiver, and look at that ball right in his hands. That Fuller is great.
That's the man checking up on the play.
He was shaken up as he went down. He's a big guy. He stands 6'3", 212, senior out of Charlotte. Fuller now has hit 4 in a row in this waning moments of the first half. Schlichter, on the other hand, has also been moving that football very well. Art had, when he took Ohio State in for their touchdown, hit 6 in a row for 94 yards. So both quarterbacks having themselves a good night. Dwight Clark now is going to get up. Looks like he's going to be all right. So Dwight leaves the field, and tomorrow on ABC's Wide World of Sports, these are some of the things you'll be watching. The men's downhill World Cup skiing championships from Val Gardena, Italy. The World Sport Acrobatics Championships from Sofia, Bulgaria. And we'll have a report on the National 500 stock car race for you. On first down, Fuller throws it short to Ratford. Gets away, going for the sidelines to kill the clock with 28 seconds to play. Ratford, 5'8", 151-pounder from Guthrie, South Carolina. He got that ball. He really took off of that sideline, didn't he?
He wanted to kill that clock. He got 28 seconds. We're an explosive football team, and I'm really impressed with Steve Fuller.
Ball is just inside the Ohio State 36-yard line. And with 28 seconds to play, we'll fetch up our field goal chart here. O'Leary from around that 40-yard mark, 3 out of 5. Fuller wants to throw it, does over the middle, and it is incomplete, intended for Butler. And Butler was up in the air with Vince Skillings. Good play by Skillings.
Butler drives off the line, comes straight up the field, reads zone coverage, curls inside. Let's see, Skillings goes up. He's going after the football. That's a good play on the part of both players, really. They're both going after the football.
From this point on the field, with 21 seconds to play in the game and second down and 9, it would be a 53-yard field goal try. And O'Leary has not tried one from that distance. Longest is 57, however, so he can reach from there. Fuller puts it up, and it is incomplete. The pass was intended for Tuttle, Perry Tuttle.
And he was a little off balance that time as he came back. He threw the ball before the receiver broke, but he was moving backwards and underthrew it.
17 seconds to play in the first half. Dwight Clark has hurt a shoulder, but he seemed to be in pretty good shape when he left. Just inside the 36. It's 3rd down and 10 with 17 seconds to play. Throw it to the fullback. And Marvin Sims runs the ball to the 30. And that will bring up 4th down with 10 seconds to play. And Clemson spins a timeout. And obviously they're thinking field goal as Obed Ariri will now come in and try his leg. His career longest, 57 yards against Wake Forest in 1977, which tied an ACC record. The longest this year was a 49-yarder against South Carolina in the final game of the season. So number 1, Obed Ariri, is on the sidelines waiting to be sent into the ball game by Danny Ford, his coach, and here he comes. He is from Nigeria. He is a junior, 5'9", 145-pounder. And he is obviously a sidewinder, soccer style.
You see there, he's hit 13 out of 24.
Billy Lott is the holder. It's a 47-yarder. Would equal. It's long enough. It's good. Ariri hits a 47-yarder, second longest of the season, with 5 seconds to play in the first half. Here's a little Tiger rag for you. With a 47-yard field goal to give Clemson a 10-9 lead with seconds remaining, 5 of them. He set the Gator Bowl record last year for Clemson's only score with a 49-yarder. So we knew he had the leg. It was just a question. And he also, remember, had the wind at his back. But whatever, it counts. And he kicks that one out of bounds. Clock does not start until somebody touches it, so they'll back him up 5 and kick it again.
Well,
this is a pretty good football game, Eric.
Oh, you bet. You can see the importance of the error on the part of Ohio State when they attempted their extra point. Right now, Clemson leads by a score of 10-9, and the difference, of course, is that missed extra point, or that error that Ohio State made.
Every time I see Danny Ford walking around with that toe in his mouth, I just think of him as a good old country boy right in the middle of it.
Clemson's been very impressive. They're well coached, well disciplined.
I'll tell you one thing, that old country boy right there is involved in it, isn't he?
Yeah, you bet he is. I'll tell you, he wants to win.
All right, here we go. 5 seconds to play in the first half. This time Ariri hits it down the middle, a spinner. Pick it up, somebody. Calvin Murray with it. And Murray comes back up to the 26-yard line, and the clock runs out. So at halftime, it is Clemson 10, Ohio State 9. We'll be back with halftime activities after this message and the word from our local station. A cracking good football game in the 34th annual Gator Bowl, with Clemson leading by a score of 10-9 at halftime. And that lead established on Obed Ariri's 47-yard field goal. As we look down from the Goodyear Flint Mayflower with pilot Joe Hayjack and our cameraman Bill Sullivan on to the Gator Bowl, and they've got more orange here in Jacksonville tonight than they may have in Miami next Monday. In the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, 10-9 the score, and this is what has happened up to this point. Bob Atha hit a 27-yard field goal to give Ohio State a 3-0 lead. Then Steve Fuller led Clemson on an 80-yard march. Ariri made the kick to give Clemson a 7-3 lead. And all of this in the second quarter. Art Schlichter then with a 4-yard run, keyed by 2 big pass plays. The kick was blocked. Ohio State back on top 9-7. And then Obed Ariri with a 47-yard field goal in the closing seconds with only 5 seconds remaining in the first half to put Clemson on top at halftime by a margin of 10-9. And that's where we are right now in a very good football game. Oh, there's Tiger Paws everywhere, on everything. Time now for the presentation of the Coach of the Year Awards by Chevrolet, all 4 divisions. All right, Bill, thank you very much. And the Clemson Tiger Band is on the field right now. Dr. Bruce Cook, director. Drum major is Dick Moose. Assistant drum major, Laura Boatwright. The band commander is Ron Square. And let's enjoy them for just a moment. Have played that old Tiger rag wearing the colors of Clemson, huh?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gator Bowl High School All-Star Marching Champion.
The Gator Bowl, with a seating capacity of 72,011, is full tonight, and it appears that more than half of it is wearing the orange colors, and they're pretty happy right now because their Tigers lead Ohio State by a score of 10-9. And I apologize for the raspy sound that's coming out of this old body, but that's the way it goes. Maybe in the middle of the third quarter, I'll grow silent and you'll get to hear Ara Parsegian and do a little play-by-play.
I hope not. Well, it's very interesting. The second quarter was really something. You can see that Clemson really evened up this football game. Ohio State has moved the ball very effectively with a total offense of 236 yards to 160, but Clemson made most of that in the second quarter. Ohio State has been denied down at the goal line on a number of occasions, a tribute to the Clemson defense. But it's some kind of football game, and both teams really opened up in that second quarter.
The two quarterbacks have been outstanding.
You bet. I think that the fans are seeing two of the finest quarterbacks in the country today. Schlichter, of course, is not a rookie anymore. He's got 11 games under his belt. But Fuller and his credentials, the record that he has accomplished during the course of his career at the Clemson University has just been outstanding. He's over 6,000 yards. That just doesn't happen to every quarterback that plays at the collegiate level. I've been very much impressed with both Fuller and Schlichter, and we've got 30 more minutes to watch them.
You also can't tell that they changed coaches 24 days ago either, can you?
I think it's interesting to see, you know, Danny Ford, the first time out, on the sideline, the excitement of his first touchdown, and then you turn around and see a fellow like Woody Hayes after 33 years of coaching. He's just as enthusiastic, just as determined to have his football team win, and I think it's a tribute to college football. I really, it's exciting just to be up here and watching the two coaches as well as the two teams.
The Gator Bowl, here on ABC, is being brought to you by Light Beer. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by Fram, makers of oil, air, and fuel filters, windshield wipers, and Autolite spark plugs. We've got 30 minutes of football left, and if the last 30 is as much fun as the first 30, we'll all enjoy ourselves throughout the entire night. 10-9, Clemson leads halftime. Halftime score 10-9. Clemson leading Ohio State. We're winding down now the halftime activities, including all-star high school band activity on the floor of the Gator Bowl. Despite the fact we had a rather decent rainstorm yesterday, field's very good shape. Outstanding. There's been very little slipping. I don't see any marring of the field at all. So the playing conditions have been very comfortable, overcast and a bit foggy. But the wind would be the only bothersome thing, and so far that has not really seemed to be an important factor, except possibly in Arreara's 47-yard field goal. He had the wind at his back, and he knocked it right on through. But Ara Parsekian, now that you've chewed away on a bucket full of that Southern fried chicken, have you seen anything that that you didn't expect to see, or did you? I tell you one thing that I was sort of impressed with late in the second quarter, where Fuller started to get Clark and Butler. He started to find them pretty deep.
Yes, he did. I think the thing that's impressive about Clemson is that they're a big play offense. They were quieted down in the first quarter because of just difficult field position, but they demonstrated in the second quarter they can really move the ball. They're well coached. On the other side of the coin, I am firmly convinced that Ohio State and Woody Hayes really wants to win this football game. A year ago, they did not perform that well in the Sugar Bowl, but this year they really win, and I think that was demonstrated here by both coaches and the emotion that they showed when both their teams scored, and the disappointment they obviously evidenced when they were scored upon.
And the Tigers now are coming back into the stadium. Clemson has come back onto the stadium, turf now. Ohio State will be making there. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you very quickly that this old goat and his beautiful lady, Katie, will celebrate their 30th anniversary tomorrow.
How about that? Haven't put her on waivers or anything.
They're great people. Congratulations.
Thank you, Keith.
About time for the third quarter of play. And the two quarterbacks have been the dominant figures in the ball game so far. Schlichter hitting 6 in a row, 96 yards. He's 7 out of 9 for the first half, 123. Fuller, 6 out of 14 for 80 yards. And in one stretch, he hit 5 in a row. And then he went 5 out of 8 for 74 yards in the second quarter. So the two quarterbacks have been very prominent. But I suspect before this game is done, we'll see some more big plays because of people like Fuller, Butler, because of people like Schlichter. And you saw Barwig get open. Now, he's a great big target, and one of the reasons we probably didn't have time to point out to you that Barwig going at 6'8", going downfield, working against 5'10" defensive backs, that's a pretty lopsided matchup. You get him one-on-one.
You bet. You try to cover a guy at 6'8", particularly when the ball is thrown well. You've got your hands full. And normally speaking, the secondary people are not that large because they have to have the speed and the quickness to both support. the run and also defend against the pass. When you get a big tight end coming down there, you've got your hands more than full.
There's the young man, Schlichter, who has been working out with the basketball team, and once the football season is completed, and it will be as of tonight, he'll go back to Columbus and go to work in earnest and probably wind up as a point guard for the Buckeye basketball team. And that particular group of young athletes made some noise themselves tonight as they defeated Duke in overtime by a score of 90-84 at Madison Square Garden. So,
and Keith, you know, in today's specialization, that's really unusual because there are great athletes and they can play both ways, but it's a rarity when you have a youngster that can throw the football, be a quarterback for his team, and also good enough to make the basketball team and play, as you say, a point guard.
And being a football player under Woody Hayes, I'd almost bet you my thumb that he'll keep up his schoolwork at a pretty high level, too.
That I'll guarantee you. Woody talked about that yesterday at the luncheon. Here you see, they're enthusiastic. This is an enthusiastic ball club. And, of course, so are the Tigers.
And the Tigers have a 10-9 lead as we get ready to go. The Mayflower is carrying our ABC camera there with Joe Hedrick at the controls, is the newest blimp in the Goodyear fleet. Commissioned to fly just 2 weeks ago, and it's the largest blimp in the world. And it's providing a very nice camera platform for Billy Sullivan. And the two teams now on the field. Clemson getting ready to kick off. Number 43 is Murray for Ohio State, and number 47 is Donnelly. They are the deep men. Donnelly is, in fact, both of them sophomores. Donnelly from Cambridge, Ohio, and Murray from Woodbine, New Jersey. Obed Ariri from Nigeria is going to kick off for Clemson. Second half's underway. Obi hung that thing up there at the 1-yard line. It is Donnelly to the 21. Now let's have a look at the big guys who play up front defensively for Clemson. Jonathan Brooks is a senior left end. He's out of Saluda. Jim Stuckey is a big junior tackle from Columbia. That's where the university is located. Rich Tootin, middle guard. He can bench press 500 pounds. Tony Williams, who obviously loves bombs. Steve Gibbs, a senior right end. He's a native out of Greer. Randy Scott, the left linebacker from Waycross, Georgia. And Bubba Brown from Loudon, Tennessee, the right linebacker. And it's first down Buckeyes just outside the 21. Schlichter turns, gives the ball to Paul Campbell, the fullback, and Campbell hits it up to about the 25. The defensive secondary, Rex Varn, is at cornerback for Clemson, number 13. Willie Jordan out of Griffin, Georgia, is the other cornerback. Bubba Rollins is a senior strong safety, and Steve Ryan, a senior free safety and all-conference performer, number 26. Second down, let's call it 6 for Ohio State from the 25. Schlichter with it, turns it upfield himself and gets a yard. Diving in to make the tackle, number 35, Randy Scott, the young man we just showed you. Schlichter has run the ball 11 times in the game so far for 48 yards. There's the offensive alignment that starts for Ohio State. And up front here are the big guys. And the wide receivers, Ferguson, Fritz, Vogler, Savoca, and Robinson. The football is sitting exactly at the 27-yard line. They've got to go just outside the 31 for the first down. So it's a little bit more than 4 yards. On third down. Murray at the sidelines. He's caught, dragged down. It's Donnelly at the sidelines. Caught and dragged down. And making the play is Rex Varn, number 13.
Did a beautiful job of supporting. Rex Varn is the left corner man. You see they're trying a little quick screen, a split end screen. Ball's there, but so is Varn coming up avoiding the blocker.
And it's fourth down with Horace in the punt for Ohio State. Jordan is deep for Clemson. Not much of a rush. Oh, beautiful kick. Oh, he shot it out of a cannon. What a kick. All the way back at the 22. Jordan retreating some more.
He's gone.
Penalty flag. Got a clip. All of the excitement. It was a 53-yard punt, but you've got a clip way back there, back around the 15-yard line.
Going to wind up with tough field position.
Eddie Gathers, I believe it was, who made the clip. And so they'll back the Tigers up some more as they make a mistake early in the third quarter of play. In penalties now, Clemson has been flagged 5 times for 46 yards. Ohio State 3 times for 28 yards. The football, the nose of it, just resting at the 7-yard line of Clemson. And the Tigers have the ball first down and 10. Well, they've played the whole first quarter in very, very poor field position, and they're starting out the third quarter in poor field position. But remember this, that Ohio State is going to have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter, and it's a pretty fresh wind. Having a little trouble with the clock, I think. Somebody said so just a moment ago. But let's have a look now at Ohio State's defensive front. That's Luther Henson, a big sophomore out of Sandusky. Mark Sullivan is the middle guard. He's from Maryland. And Byron Cato, a big senior from Lorain. Paul Ross is from Fort Valley, Georgia. He's an outside linebacker, a defensive end, actually. Tom Cousineau, the consensus All-American senior linebacker. Al Washington, who is a sophomore from Cleveland. And Kelton Danzler out of Warren, Ohio, that little town over there in Ohio that produces so many great football players. And Arrow used to go over and camp.
We had a few good ones from over there, I'll tell you.
The Browner boys out of there.
Let's see, what is it, a clock problem here?
Yeah, it's a clock problem. Should be 12:02, and it's 13:07. So they're having trouble winding it down. So somebody wind up the old alarm clock and let's get it on.
Well, they may have to keep it on the field down there if that clock is out.
The defensive secondary people for Ohio State. Mike Guess is a junior, hometowner out of Columbus. Ray Ellis, who's been hurt most of the season, a sophomore out of Canton, but back playing tonight. Todd Bell is another sophomore from Middletown. And Vince Skilling's a sophomore out of Pennsylvania. They're very young in that defensive secondary, and probably one of the reasons they were burned quite a bit earlier this year by some good passing teams.
Vince Skilling's made 2 great plays against Michigan, saved 2 touchdowns, really played an outstanding football game.
All right, here we go now. They're going to keep the time down on the field, so we won't be able to document it unless they can fix the clock. Here's Warren Ratchford carrying the ball. He almost pops out of there. He gets across the 10 to about the 12, and he got 5 good yards before Cousineau made the tackle for Ohio State. And I thought that little scooter was going to go for a minute.
He looks quick. Looked like he was going to pop through that seam.
That is not correct. Ratchford is in at tailback. The receivers, they are alternating them. Dwight Clark was shaken up in the first half with a shoulder after making 2 great catches, but the offensive front does remain intact. Now they've got Butler and Tuttle wide to the open side of the field on 2nd down and 5. And here's a pitch again to Ratchford. To the sidelines he goes, turns it up, dives for the marker, and he's close. Tony Magaro took him out of bounds, but let's see whether or not he reached the marker. Don't think he did. He's just about the length of the football short, about that much.
Look at him. He's 5'8" and 155. And he's squirting through there. He looks like a 9-2 man.
He's quick. Football is just beyond the 16-yard line. 3rd down and about the length of the football for a first down with Goggins now in at tailback and Sims the fullback. They've also got Perry in there, and they give the ball away to Goggins, and he runs up over somebody's back and lunges ahead, leaving cleat marks. I hope the cleat marks are on the enemy's back, but he was just walking on people, trying to get his first down.
Looks like he, the spot and the mark that he made it.
Well, they'll bring the chains in and have a look at it.
I guess it's going to be closer than it looked.
It was a 3rd down play. It is close. 1 inch.
Woo. Well, you don't want to be playing around down there. You're going to kick the ball.
Here comes the punting team. Well, if you're going to turn around, and that's an old constant argument, if you line up in an I formation, you're going to turn around and give it to the deep man. He's got to travel farther to get to the line of scrimmage than anybody else.
Well,
that time he didn't get there.
Line was all bunched up also.
David Sims in to punt for the 5th time in the ball game. Ohio State should have good field position. The ball is hung up in the wind pretty well. And ball goes. Oh, boy. Good coverage downfield by Clemson on a 38-yard punt. And the football is going to be put down at just inside the Ohio State 45. Tomorrow on ABC's Wide World of Sports from Val Gardena, Italy, you'll see some of the great skiers in the world, including Olympic gold medalist Franz Klammer. And from Sofia, Bulgaria, you'll have the World Sport Acrobatics Championship. That's very different, very unusual, exciting competition. That's tomorrow on ABC's Wide World of Sports. And Art Schlichter optioning the ball is whacked down for a loss by Randy Scott.
What's really amazing about that play, Ohio State went into an unbalanced line. They had additional protection to the long side. To the left side here, they actually have 4 men. Schlichter fakes the ball, and you can see that Randy Scott is right there before he can pitch it out. Good defensive play.
Loss on the play of 3. Third down, well, maybe 4. Third down at about 14 as Art goes back to throw on 2nd and 14. Throws it short to Springs, and Springs is cut down. This time it's Bubba Brown, the other linebacker, who makes the tackle. And he jarred him.
They put a little delay pattern on, but the linebackers are so quick, they come right back up and stop the play for 2 or 3 yards.
Brown nailed him right on the hip, and Rod Springs hobbled off the field holding that hip. Ball is at the 42. It's third down and 13. What a draw play, and the loss is back to the 39. And this Tiger defense is something.
Woo! Try to run a draw play.
That time both linebackers got into it, Brown and Scott.
Try to run a little draw play in here. Here's Brown, doesn't go back at all. Schlichter's going back to pass. He reads the draw and comes right in here, and you see both Brown and Scott and the rest of the Clemson team.
And so it's punting time for Orris. That possession, Ohio State lost 7 yards. No pressure. Tom hits a beauty. And Willa Jordan, after the last adventure, isn't going to fool with it. It rolls dead at the 16, where it'll be first down for Clemson. They do have the wind at their back with 9:53 to go in the third quarter. They lead by 1, 10-9. Bubba, number 47, who's had a whale of a game, along with his partner in that linebacking position, Randy Scott. It's first down Clemson at the 16-yard line. Fuller, Sims, and Ratchford. And it is Sims, the fullback. He's got a yard, not any more than that, as Luther Henson was there to get a piece of him.
He had no chance. Henson veered down to the inside and just shut it off before he even had any kind of a start.
The football is sitting out near the 18. Make it second down and 8 with 9:25 to go in the third period. 10-9 ball game. Clemson has the edge. They send Butler and Perry Tuttle wide to the left side. Fuller comes this way. Wiggles his way through the middle, gets it out to the 22-yard line, where Byron Cato reached out with that big, strong arm and cut his legs from under him. And this program is a special exclusive of ABC Sports. Let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
Channel 25 in Columbia, WOLO-TV.
Keith Jackson along with Ara Parsigian here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. We're bringing you Clemson and Ohio State, their first meeting ever. Cliff Austin is now the tailback. Fuller, however, puts it up, and it's complete. Terrific catch over there by Tuttle, number 22, the freshman from Winston-Salem.
That really was some kind of a catch. Here you see Fuller, one of their favorite passes. He just sprints out to the left, turns, gets himself lined up, finds the seam. Look at this. I mean, for him to hang on to that ball is a real credit to Tuttle.
It is a first down, and I sort of waited there to see where Perry got up in one piece, but he did. And the ball is at the 37, first down. Fuller. Outside it goes to Ratchford. No. Is it Austin? Yes, it is. Number 7, the freshman from Scottsdale, Georgia. He's a pretty good sized freshman, too, 183 pounds.
Tell you
and
what
he's
else.
Quick.
Tell you another thing is that You see Butler do a great job of blocking over on the sideline. Of course, you see Skillings come over and save the play, but Jerry Butler made a nice block. He's only 6'1", 175, that made that play go.
Second down and 1. Ball is at the 46. Fuller throws down the sideline. Pass incomplete, intended for Tuttle.
Boy, he was open, too. Now, Fuller just underthrew him a little bit.
Fuller intended for Tuttle. Incomplete.
Ray Ellis, a sophomore out of Canton, who is playing tonight after missing a good deal of the season with injury. 7 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the third quarter. For Clemson, it is third down and a yard to go from their own 46.
See if they go on that quick count again. Yep.
Both fullbacks are in there. Give it to the tailback. And Cliff Austin dives it over the left side and appears to have his first down.
Austin.
They're marking that ball back a little ways. It's going to be close again.
Well, they didn't give him the full extent of his lunge, did they?
Oh, apparently he either hit his knee or the ball hit and bounced forward. We couldn't see from this vantage point, but it's going to be, looked like he'd made it by a yard, but they moved the ball back.
When they get into that short yardage situation, they have both fullbacks, Sims and Tracy Perry, in there, and they do get the first down this time. Missed it by an inch the last time.
First down and Tigers.
So it's first down Clemson at their 47-yard line. It may be very important for Clemson to get a score on the board of some kind here in this third quarter, because they'll go into the wind in the fourth quarter. And the wind is quite fresh. Maybe 15 miles an hour. Gusting to more. Fuller's going to put it up, looking for Butler, and he threw it too high. Well, he had Jerry, but he also had a lot of pressure.
Yes, he did. I was watching the receivers, the defensive coverage that time, and it would have taken a perfect pass to get it in there, but Fuller overthrew it. It may have been a good thing.
It'll be second down and 10. When they snapped the ball out last time, it was close to the 47. This time, it's close to the 48. But the chain didn't move. Give it to the fullback, Marvin Sims, and he runs over people. First down, Clemson. Woo! You can put that in your textbook when you talk about power running.
Oh, he really was determined. He's 6'4", 223. Let's take a look at him from this vantage point. Just a straight handoff to the inside. Looks like he's tackled right there. He avoids that. He shakes off another tackler, which is Lenny Mills, and just bust his way through for a first down.
223-pound junior from Phoenix City, Alabama. It's down very near the 41 of Ohio State. First down, Clemson. 6:56 to go in the third quarter. Fuller, quarterback draw, tries to unload it late, and it's an incomplete forward pass. Cousino, number 36, Ohio State, was right there. That's a pretty cute little play, though, because you broke Ratchford, the tailback, up into the slot, and if he'd been able to get the ball to him, he had some room.
See, Cousino's firing here. Fuller really reacted well. He avoided negative yardage, and you can see Cousino doing a lot of firing on pass plays.
And so it's second down and 10 for the Tigers now. Eric Young comes wide to the right side for Clemson. Ratchford to the sidelines. He's got a first down, and then some. Boy, he is quick. He stepped out of bounds, back upfield at about the 27.
Oh, they had a blitz on. Ohio State had a blitz on to that side, and they picked it up beautifully. I'm talking about Clemson. They blocked the man that was supposed to take the running back to the sideline into the Clemson bench.
Out to the right side comes Young again. First down, Tigers at the Ohio State 27-yard line. Fullback Sim booms to the 21. It's a gain of 6. We mentioned earlier, Era and Katie Farsigian have their 30th anniversary tomorrow. We'd like to congratulate KHGI-TV in Kearney, Nebraska, and the entire Nebraska television network as they celebrate their 25th anniversary on the air this week. Good group of people, very much supportive of college football in the great Midwest, out on the plains. Second down, 4. Fuller gives again to the fullback. This time the Buckeyes stack him up as he hits to about the 19. Mark Sullivan and Luther Henson were the two principal defenders that time for Ohio State.
Well, it's amazing how the statistics have evened up. The dominance of Ohio State in the first quarter. And now Clemson has passed Ohio State in total yardage.
The football is just at the 19 of Ohio State. They've got to go inside the 17 for the first down. It's third down and a long 2. The tailback has it. And Ratchford has the first down as he really scoots around that right side inside the 15 and got a great block from the pulling guard, Joe Bostic.
He is really quick.
Number 71, watch him.
You see Bostic coming around the corner, but Ratchford comes in here, turns inside, and finally Mike Guess pays a price for tackling him, and he's only a 155-pounder.
Inside the 15-yard line, first down, Clemson. Tigers on the move with 5 minutes to go. They lead 10-9. Big fullback Sims. Sims just muscles to the 10. Well, they've gained a lot of yardage this year, running in behind the Bostic brothers, Jeff and Joe, and Chris Dulcie. And they are doing it again. There they are. Jeff is junior, 233-pounder, and Joe is a senior, 258-pounder. Joe spent more time at the table.
I think that's really terrific, though, that brothers be able to play side by side on a team as successful as Clemson has been.
Second down, and about 5 from the 10. Fuller. They get him. Just a little short of the line of scrimmage. That time, Mike Guess, number 12, made a fine play. Number 16, Paul Ross, closed the outside door. He made him turn it back inside, and when he did, Guess was there to get him.
Mike Guess did a great job. This is the way a defensive halfback's got to ward off blockers. You can see Fuller is really a man. He comes down around the corner. You watch number 12 coming into the picture here. Steps outside, comes back in, and makes a real fine tackle on Fuller with some supporting help.
17th play in this Clemson possession. Third down. Fuller got room. There he goes. He's inside the 5, first and goal to go. And it was Lenny Mills who saved the touchdown. I'll tell you, there just isn't a heck of a lot you can do against a superior athlete, and Steve Fuller is a superior football player.
And the team is exceptionally well coached. Fuller came around the corner that time, didn't find anybody open, saw the daylight and took it.
First and goal from the 1. And Ratchford sticks his head in the stack and doesn't get home. He's just about the line of scrimmage. He hasn't really grinned except when they scored the touchdown.
I'll tell you, he's an intense guy.
Second and goal, 1.
Second down and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Ohio State, goal line defense digging in. Ratchford didn't make it. Didn't make it. Cousinall was there to hammer him.
Keith, I think it's interesting that this Clemson team has come down the field, both running and passing, and run the number of plays that they have without making a mistake.
The coach wanted time. Fuller saw him. Timeout called by Clemson. It is third down and goal to go inside the 1. All right, the timeout is over. Clemson ready to try on third and goal inside the 1. The 2 fullbacks, Sims and Perry in, and so is Cliff Austin. Austin has it. Dive. Touchdown. top for the score. The big fullback's blocking down to get him there. Herrera's extra point try is right through the pipe. And with 2:16 to play in the third quarter, Clemson's lead now 8 points, 17-9. And now you begin to see how important that blocked extra point try may become.
Well, we still got a lot of football to play. Again, they come out in the stacked eye, power eye. Same play. Fuller comes back, gives it to Austin this time, and he dives over the pile, goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
I'll tell you, those two big fullbacks do a pretty good job of blocking down on people, don't they, Aaron?
They really do. You can see how high he gets in the air here to score the touchdown. Watch him take off. And you can see that he finally gets in on third down.
And here's the most salient factor, I think, in that drive other than the score, and that is that Clemson held the ball 7 minutes and 37 seconds. And going 84 yards in 19 plays.
Without a mistake.
In this quarter on the ground, Clemson has gained 74 yards. Ohio State -1 on the ground. Calvin Murray and Doug Donnelly are deep now for Herrera's kickoff. Clemson leading 17-9, and Ovid hangs it high and drops it in the end zone 2 yards deep. Donnelly brings it out. Oh, look at here. Finally run down from behind and dragged out of bounds out on the 39-yard line by J.D. Haglund, a Clemson wide receiver working on the special teams. He brought that ball, Donnelly did, back 41 yards. And there's the big freshman, Cliff Austin from Scottsdale, Georgia, who just scored for the Tigers.
Donnelly got out of the side of the contain man that time. And the field position, I thought he might stay in the end zone and take the 20 yards, but he made a wise decision. He came out to the 39.
2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining to play now in the third quarter. And Jim Hartley, the referee, just kind of cooling everything down. There's so much noise in this Gator Bowl with both the Ohio State and Clemson bands here. And there will be some noise in the Superdome in New Orleans on Monday at 2 Eastern Time here on ABC as we bring you number 1 Penn State, number 2 Alabama in a battle that very well could produce the national championship team of 1978, and Penn State has never won a national championship. Here's the fake reverse, and Schlichter in trouble, flips it away, and it is caught up at the 35-yard line by Ron Springs, and again, a dose of quick thinking by a young quarterback as Jeff Bryant was boring in, and Schlichter suddenly spotted an eligible man, Springs, and flipped the ball to him.
Trying a little bootleg pass, but he got too much heat and pressure, and Clemson also had good coverage.
Alvin Taylor at that flanker position had come around on a reverse and a good fake by Schlichter, but he just simply couldn't find anybody downfield to throw it to. And the loss is back to the 34-yard line. Schlichter looking to throw again. Now he's going to put it up, and the pass is incomplete. Caught on the fly. Grabbing it was Chuck Hunter, but he never got his foot down on the ground. And again, it was Jeff Bryant with help from Rich Tootin putting the pressure. Watch Tootin, that middle guard, come firing through there. And suddenly Schlichter had to unload it. And I'm not sure but what he didn't throw that ball after he'd passed the line of scrimmage. Let's see.
He gets outside the contain here. He's looking for a receiver.
Close.
Gets pressure from Scott here coming.
Never got out.
Yep. Out of bounds.
He was right on the line of scrimmage when he delivered the pass. So it's third down and 16. Pass is complete to Murray, and Murray is well short of the first down. He might have lost that football.
I'll tell you, the best defense that Clemson has had as well is their offense, because Ohio State has got to relinquish that ball again. And the last time Clemson had it, they had it for 19 plays.
49 seconds to play in the third quarter. And Tom Orris is in to punt on 4th down and 7 with Jordan deep. No pressure. Beautiful kick. hits it out of bounds. See where they mark it. It'll be somewhere up in the vicinity of the 20, I think. Up, going to put it all the way out around the 23, where it'll be first down and 10 yards to go for Clemson. And Woody now is growing more and more concerned about circumstances because Clemson leads his ball club by 8 points. Clemson, when they turn around, if they continue to possess the ball for any period of time, will then go working into the wind.
And that's exactly what they've done. They've been able to maintain possession of the ball, and Ohio State has had very limited opportunity. That's the best way to stop an offense.
Tuttle and Butler deep. The wide receivers to the right side. One probably figures to go deep, but instead they take it to the short side of the field, and there's that little flip play with Fuller optioning down the line to Ratchford, the tailback, and he's rolled into the Ohio State band.
Hey, they create so much leverage at the corner so rapidly. The Ohio State defense is not able to react in time to keep that from getting positive yardage, and of course Fuller just knows exactly when to deal the ball off and when not to, and a highly intelligent youngster with a 3.93 average makes good, wise decisions on the field.
Terry Vogler down on the field hurt. He's a senior out of Covington, Ohio. He's the brother of Tim, the center, and he's holding a leg. I'm always sorry to see that. We have 22 seconds to play in the third quarter, and things are quiet right now as Woody watches his young man on the field to see if there is an injury to it. Here's what happened to Terry Vogler.
There he is at the linebacker spot, number 97. He starts in, then he sees it's an option play, comes to the outside. Let's see. Well, he catches his leg in there on a peel-back block. Very legitimate block. Just got that leg in the wrong position. I hope he's all right. Looks like he's okay.
It'll be second down for Clemson. The ball is at the 24, 29-yard line. Second down and about 5. I think we ought to give George Olson and the Gator Bowl Association a new down marker, one you can see. Steve Fuller heads it off up the middle to Tracy Perry, and the fullbacks of Clemson have really been a force in this second half.
They've mixed up their plays beautifully. Their execution has been great. They get that ball, and you're able to drive the way they have. It's a tribute, I think, to the coaching as well as the players.
Time just about gone in the third quarter. 5 seconds remaining as it stops for the movement of the chains. Now they'll let it go. And after 3, our score, Clemson 17, Ohio State 9. Back for the fourth quarter after this message and the word from our local station. Rusty and the Ohio State University Marching Band having some fun on the sidelines here at the Gator Bowl. But their football team's having its problems. They trail by 8, 17-9. We start the fourth quarter. It's first down Clemson at their own 37-yard line. And they keep it inside where they've been very successful with the fullback. Tracy Perry carries.
They're really putting pressure on them because they maintain possession of the ball, and it keeps the Ohio State offense on the sideline.
Dwight Clark was injured in the first half after making an absolutely spectacular pass reception. He has a pinched nerve in his shoulder, and I don't think we're going to see Dwight anymore this season. As a matter of fact, he's through in his career, and Terry Vogler has an obvious sprained ankle, and he won't be back either. He also is a senior. Fuller turns around, hands the ball to Perry again, and look at that. Running right in behind 71 Joe Bostic and 53 Kinney, and he just bowls along, and he's got a first down.
It's been a long time since the Woody Hayes football team has played a quarter, as they did in the third quarter, and had no first downs, minus 1 yard rushing and plus 1 yard passing, a total offense of 0. That's been a long time since that's happened.
Not a single yard in the third quarter.
And much of that was due to the fact that Clemson was able to maintain possession of the ball and had it most of the time in the quarter, as well as the defense.
Right now, first down at their own 48-yard line. Well, you got something going for you. Just keep working it, I guess, and they keep it in there to the fullback Perry, and Perry this time gets 1. It'll be second down and 9.
That's good depth. Clemson has good depth. Here we see the statistics, and see Clemson has moved ahead. The total offense evened up the ball game in time of possession. As you recall, in the first quarter, it was very lopsided in the favor of Ohio State. But without question, Clemson has dominated, particularly in the third period.
Yeah, when the opposition doesn't get any yards, it's 0 yardage. So, Fuller, option, up the middle.
Uh-oh, it's a
fumble. Clemson keeps it. Looked like Kenny, the tackle, fell on it. Luther Henson hit Fuller, but Steve is carrying that thing out there like a sack of bread, and he lost it.
What he is trying to get his defensive team to stop Clemson and get the ball back. He says, we got to have that football.
It's 3rd down and 8 at midfield for the Tigers with 12:45 to play in the game. Fumble. Fuller never got the snap. Looked like he pulled away too soon. And Clemson now will kick. So they all of a sudden just sort of go flat here and got to turn it over.
Isn't it amazing? They played the entire 3rd quarter practically with error-free, ran 19 plays for that 1 touchdown drive, and then boom, consecutively back-to-back. And I think the fans that watch understand why the coaches on the sideline are always concerned regardless of what period of time it is in the game and what's happening.
Sims to punt. Yes is deep. Good one. Good kick. Guess at the 10. Oh! I don't know who he was, but somebody fired him out of a cannon. Number 52, Sewell. 41-yard punt. Watch Sewell come down under this ball and nail Mike Guess.
Oh! I mean, that is a real tackle.
Be right back. All right, very important possession coming up here for the Ohio State Buckeyes. The wind at their back, 11:57 to play in the game, 17-9 to score Clemson. From the 12, Schlichter gives it outside, and Ron Springs gets just beyond the 13. Thrown out by Al Latimer, a sophomore from Altamonte Springs, Florida.
Well, they came to the short side of the field with the option, but it's been a long time since I've seen a ball club react as well as Clemson does. Their quickness in the team defense, even though they may not be that big, they're terrific quickness.
2nd down, 9. Schlichter on a roll. Throws it deep. It is complete to Chuck Hunter. Chuck Hunter got back there deep and got away, and one of the Clemson defenders fell down trying to recover, but he was pretty much out of the play anyway. So let's have a look at it.
And they needed this kind of a play, Ohio State did. Fakes to the fullback, comes rolling out to his left, and they needed a big play because of the field position that they had and the clock that is going against them. Hunter makes a nice catch, and they've got good field position.
Schlichter gets in trouble. Scott missed him. He runs away from him and finally goes out of bounds. Steve Gibbs was in dead pursuit along with David Reed. Reed was the man that finally got to him, but it was Scott, 35, who hit him, and Schlichter shook him off.
Listen, he's got pretty good speed. He ran away from a couple of folks there and got back to the line of scrimmage, or at least almost, when it looked like there was going to be some negative yardage.
Gained a yard. Ball's right at midfield now from the 49 to the 50. It's 2nd down and 9. Straight back. Donnelly going deep. Throws it short. And it's Murray. Cal Murray goes into a crowd on the sidelines trying to get the 1st down. He's close to the marker with 11 minutes and 13 seconds to play in the ball game. 17-9 Clemson. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and we're even.
They're going to go for the short yardage 1st down.
3rd and a yard and a half. Full house team. Campbell, he gets the 1st down at the 40. They're going to give him inside the 40, close to the 39.
Getting some kind of a signal there. I don't know whether he was trying to speed up the offense or...
Murray to the right, Gerald to the left. Conley to the right. Schlichter back. Looks at Conley, throws it short, and over there to grab it is Rod Jarrell on the ricochet. So Jarrell catching the ball after it had bounced off somebody upfield. David Reed, I think.
Yeah, he was trying to hit the tight end coming across. Is that Barwick there? Can't see the number. You see the ball's deflected. No, it's deflected by the linebacker. Yeah, that was Chuck Hunter coming across. So the defender tipped the ball in. Here comes Jarrell down the field. Just turns right here. Reacts well when the ball's tipped.
Clemson kind of lucky they didn't get a spearing call there, too, on that defensive back who came up on the tackle. It is a first down inside the 30. Schlichter now 14 out of 17 for 179 yards. Schlichter still got it. And he's inside the 25 to the 21. Now Ohio State is finding some room with 10:22 to play.
The big play in this drive, of course, was that pass that Schlichter hit. It took them back from their own 10 or 15 yard line, clear out the midfield, and now they've been mixing up running and passing.
Second down, 2. That's the tailback. And it's Cal Murray all the way down to the 12-yard line and a first down. Now Latimer made the tackle. And that's Buckeye football that Woody Hayes loves to see.
It's amazing how momentum can shift in the game. Third period, the dominance of Clemson. And now, of course, you see an entirely different Ohio State team. Here's number 82. Blocking. That's Ron Barwick. He stays right with Jonathan Brooks and Calvin Murray McShardy.
And Schlichter turns it upfield, gets to the 7-yard line. And suddenly the Ohio State offensive front beginning to move the Clemson defensive front out of there. On the very first play of the fourth quarter, you could almost sense something changing.
But by the same token, Keith, I think, and I think this is important, in the first quarter, Ohio State drove deep into Clemson territory to be denied on virtually every occasion. And here now we're faced, again, with that tough goal line defense that they put up. Let's see if Ohio State can do anything about it.
Second down and 4 from the 6. Schlichter. He's down to about the 2. He's short of his first down, I think. He's going to go just inside the 2 to get the first down. Schlichter's had a big night.
See, Woody's making some kind of a signal here. I'm trying to, pointing to something.
Third down and a yard for the first down from the 3. The ball is just inside the 3. 8:25 to play. Third down and 1 for the first down. They give it a volley. Volley is wrestled down close to the first down. Rick Volley.
Spriggs on the carry.
Clemson gets sticky down in there. Oh, look at that. I know how he feels.
They're going to bring the chains on to make the decision on what it'll be on fourth down. Or will it be a first and goal?
Guessing it's just a tad short. Let's see. No, he made it. Huh?
Yes, he made it.
Yeah. Oh, we had a lot of those close measurements tonight.
First down and goal to go. Ohio State, the ball is just inside the Clemson 2-yard line with 8:13 to play in the football game. 17-9, Clemson lead. Schlichter keeps. Touchdown.
Well, we can speculate now on what kind of two-point play they'll use. There it goes. Let's see. Well, generally you rehearse your two-point play for occasions like this. It'd be interesting to see what they have on.
They're signaling time. They do want time, and they have called it.
Yeah.
8 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the football game. It is now 17-15. Ohio State will try a two-point conversion in an effort to tie the game. All right, there are the two coaches, Hayes on the left and Ford on the right. Ohio State with a two-point conversion can tie the game at 17. Back in 1967, we had a 17-17 tie here between Florida State and Penn State. I remember it very well. Crowd is roaring. They're all Clemson folks down at the end of the stadium.
Keith, I think it's interesting that Ohio State has requested that the ball be moved towards the left hash mark. Now, you have the option of taking it in the middle of the field or anywhere you want, right or left. Now, instead of taking it clear to the left hash mark, they've taken it 2 or 3 yards to the right or into the middle hash mark side of it. It's interesting. I have not quite seen that decision before, and I would be interested in seeing why or knowing why exactly they did that.
Campbell, Springs, Schlichter. They're the backs. They go to the short side and don't make it. It's a funny call. That's all I can say. I didn't expect that call. I expected a student body right or something, but didn't get it.
They went to an unbalanced line. There were only 2 men to the left side. I think they anticipated Clemson would move to the field, and they tried to the short side. You look here, they only have, well, they had the 3 men there. He's running the option play to the short side of the field. Schlichter elects to keep the ball, but you can see that it was beautifully defensed by the Clemson Tigers.
Big Jim Stuckey, number 83, made the defensive play. Clemson side loved it. And Woody didn't have much to say.
Yep. You look it up, old clock up there saying, can we get the ball back?
Well, there's 8:11 to play in the ball game.
Yeah, but the way Clemson was eating up that clock on a couple of those drives, he's going to be concerned. I know I would be as a coach.
Wins at their back. They've got a good field goal kicker with fair range and a coach. That's Willie Jordan from the 5 out to the 22. Got a penalty flag. Could be a clip.
Certainly won't be helpful to Clemson to be moved backwards towards that goal line again.
Pretty sure it's on Clemson. They're talking to the Ohio State people. Well, may not be. Personal foul. It's against Ohio State. 15 yards. So it's first down Clemson all the way out at the 35 instead of back at the 20. Personal foul. He was apparently explaining it to the Ohio State people on the field rather than giving them any option, because suddenly Jim Hartley walks it up the field.
Might have been a late hit.
Fuller is the quarterback. Here's Ratchford at tailback, and he breaks it. Warren Ratchford breaks it out to the 47-yard line and a first down.
Now, this is the thing I'm sure that I mentioned is the fact that Clemson will be able to possession this ball, and Ohio State won't get it back. Here's Tom Cousino, All-American, flowing with the play. Is warded off by, looks like Boston.
Yeah.
Finally comes over on the tackle, but not before a first down is made.
And it's 7:40 to play in the ball game. Ratchford now with 8 carries and 46 yards. And it's first down Tigers just outside their own 46. They lead 17-15. Give it inside to Sims, the fullback, and he hammers away for about 2 to the 48. Possession of the ball, very, very important now for Clemson. Their 2 touchdown drives, they held the ball more than 7 minutes on each occasion. As Doug Donnelly, wide receiver for Ohio State, on the bench. Wet towel. cooling off.
Critical position in the ball game for both teams, really.
2nd down and 8 from the 48 of Clemson. Fuller gives it to Ratchford. Penalty flag goes down. Warren gets it across the 50 to the Ohio State 49. That might be a hold in there.
He
came from your line judge, Butch Lambert.
Yep, my old buddy. See what the call is. Holding, you're right.
Offensive holding.
It's a big call, big penalty.
Took a lot of nerve to throw that flag.
Not on this side of the field.
Not on this side, no, but I'd say it would have taken a lot of nerve to have flown it if it had been with the white shirts or with the football.
No, really, I spent some time with the officials this afternoon. They're really a great group of guys. They have their own meetings, and they go over all the details, their mechanics, and I think often, and I suppose I can say this now that I'm no longer coaching, wonderful people, wonderful people.
Yeah.
They really are.
Clemson now 6 flags and 61 total yards in penalties, 6:52 to play in the game. Tigers are backed up now just inside their 35-yard line, and it's Ratchford as Fuller handed away to his tailback, and he tried to bust it off the right side. He's brought down.
But Ratchford, he's been running real well. He had a crack and a seam to the inside here. First time he's missed a hole. He'd made some yardage in there. He moved to his inside, to his left.
38-yard line of Clemson. It is 3rd down. They've got to go to the Ohio State 44 for a 1st down. So it's 3rd and very long, and Fuller wants to put it up. Goes over the middle with it. It is complete to Tuttle, and he's got the 1st down.
What a piece of work by Fuller that time. He stayed right in the pocket. He waited for his receivers to come open. Ohio State elected to blitz, to go into man-to-man coverage. And they could not stay with the receivers. You watch here. Ohio State's got a blitz on from the outside. Fuller comes back, fakes to Ratchford. Looking downfield, you can see the blockers come back. He stays right in there, actually throws off balance, and hits Tuttle for a 1st down. What a big play.
At the Ohio State 43. Ratchford. A shirt tail by Vince Skillings as he runs it to the Ohio State 38, a gain of 5 with 5 minutes and 35 seconds to play. And Clemson leading 17-15.
If Skillings hadn't grabbed him, he'd have picked up a heck of a lot more yardage. Ratchford's having quite a night.
He got in the doghouse last year before the Gator Bowl game. He didn't get to play a whole lot.
But he's making up for it tonight.
Sure is. There's the time ticking away. 2nd down, let's call it 6, near the 39. Fuller hands it inside to the fullback Sims. And Marvin Sims is close to the Ohio State 35. A good 3 yards short of the 1st down. And now Woody's prowling the sidelines because the Tigers are sitting on the football.
Now Woody's got to make some decisions on this drive. He's got 2 timeouts left. He's got the clock running at 4:40. Trying to get his defensive team to hold Clemson. Danny Ford's telling Clemson, make that 1st down.
Make it a 3rd and 4 from the 36. Ball is loose. Ohio State's got it. The Buckeyes have the ball back at the 44-yard line. Kelvin Densler came up with it. The first turnover in the ball game. Sawicki knocked it loose from Fuller, and Densler covered it. And how do you do? Someone got immediate penetration and caught Fuller from the rear. He did not see them and created the bad pitch. Let's take a look here. Fuller comes back on the option play, fakes to Sims, and you can see 68 creates that fumble. Is that Sawicki?
Sawicki. And of course, that is a big play.
1st down, Ohio State at the 44-yard line. Carrying the ball is Murray, and he's fighting for every inch he can get. And a penalty flag is thrown on the sidelines as Al Latimer could not hold it. That may well well be a hit out of bounds. I don't know. As Bubba Brown comes over to talk to the referee.
See what
they decide to do here. The Clemson people are slapping their hands, so it must be against Ohio State.
Yeah, Scott's slapping his hand. They're calling holding.
Oh, what a big penalty that is. Flipping.
That's flipping. Let's see right here. There's 65. Oh, yeah. There's a clip right there.
Very obvious. Very obvious.
Absolutely.
He didn't get one word out of the Ohio State sideline either.
Keith Ferguson.
The ball is back inside the 45. First down and 20. The pass is complete. Caught by Rod Gerald. And he's hit by Willie Jordan, and he goes down at the 41.
They just picked up the 15 yards and a plus a couple. Great piece of work by Schlichter and Gerald.
.350 to play. Clemson leading 17-15, and right now fighting for their life. Ohio State has the wind advantage. A field goal could give them a lead and possibly a win. It is second down and 8 from the Clemson 42. Schlichter puts it up. Pass is caught to Chuck Hunter, and Hunter goes for a first down inside the 30.
I'll tell you, the execution by Schlichter, all those games behind him, those are two good throws the last two plays. He's picked up the first down after having first and 25.
Hart now 16 out of 19, 206 yards passing. First down at the Clemson 29. Outside the Springs. Clemson man had a hold of him. Eddie Gathers and couldn't hold him. But they do get him short of the line of scrimmage at the 30. He had him back around the 33.
Well, it was Rod Gerald could not block number 49, Eddie Gathers, the right corner man, and there was no chance because of the defensive play. Gerald just could not handle it.
At the 31, it is second down and 12. Ohio State with two field goal kickers, Anakievsky being one, Atha being the other. Schlichter to throw on second and 12. A lot of room to run. Back down at the 24. Number 84, Jonathan Brooks, brought him down. 2.5 minutes to play. As you see, the clock supered there on the right-hand side of your picture. Schlichter has carried 18 times, gaining 70 yards on the ground. That gives him 276 in the game.
It's about the total Ohio State offense, practically.
That's right.
He's not something. Whew.
24-yard line, third down, 5. Schlichter looks at Donnelly. Throws it short. It's intercepted. Charlie Bauman, the middle guard, intercepted it. Schlichter looked into the middle of the short man, and he threw it right in Bauman's hands. The first turnover by Ohio State. And we got a big fight going on. The officials buried in the middle.
Oh, come on now. Quiet down, folks.
Now we get some more breaking out, so we've got a free-for-all going on down on the field with a dozen or so people involved in it. Schlichter threw the ball right smack into Bauman's hands, and I don't know what it was that triggered the fight. He had Donnelly down the right side, relatively open. That number 22, I believe it is shaken up on the play. I don't really think that he was terribly involved in it. 22 is Tuttle. He shouldn't even be out there unless he got clobbered by somebody during the fight.
Apparently he did not see the interceptor.
Well, the middle guard, Ballman, just simply stood up and dropped back.
Yeah, he dropped off into the zone coverage. I don't know what triggered the action here on the sideline.
There's going to be penalties, obviously, because there are yellow flags all over the field.
Okay, you think the officials don't earn their modest fees with action like this?
Let's go back to the last play and see what we can figure out here. See Bauman, 58 now. He starts to go in. Now he's going to come back and drop back. And there you see him coming back into the picture. Now he's what amounts to a middle linebacker. He steps right in front of Ron Springs, the receiver. And he's got the ball.
You see Schlichter grab his head when he saw that he did that, came back in and made the tackle. Let's see what...
And I can't tell there. I don't see anything that would have triggered it except a lot of glum faces.
Yeah,
I think your friend Butch Lambert got caught right in the middle of that melee, too. We'll go back to the hotel. We'll see how many patches Butch got on it.
He'll have some bruises. Well, it's an exciting game. It was a big play that because even if Ohio State had not thrown an interception, not made the first down, they would have had a field goal opportunity that could have conceivably won the ball game. Now you see the penalty being assessed.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. 15 yards, moves the football to the Ohio State 45-yard line with a minute 59 to play. The Buckeyes now with 69 yards in penalties on 6 flags, and Clemson with 61 yards on 6 calls. And now Clemson with the ball, first down at the Ohio State 45, and they conceivably could run it out right here.
Ohio State has 2 timeouts left. They've got to put a stout defense in there and use their timeouts judiciously. But the odds are against them right at this stage.
Boy, it has been a whale of a contest. It was Willie Underwood who was shaken up. And they're checking his teeth. Checking, I hope he doesn't have a broken jaw. That's a possibility. He was involved in the melee. The gain by the fullback, Tracy Perry, to the 42 for 3 yards. Clock is running. Now we got an official and Woody Hayes involved here. Tom Cousinall, the All-American linebacker, comes across and says to the people on the sideline, "Why don't you guys cool it?"
That's Lambert there.
As George Hill kind of standing between Woody and the field, and it's going to be another 15-yard penalty against Ohio State, and that one's thrown against the coach. Unsportsmanlike conduct. A minute 33 to play in the game, and now the football possessed by Clemson, first down, and it's at the Ohio State 28.
Well, they lost their poise.
Boy, this has been some kind of a contest. My goodness. Inside the fullback Perry, and he runs it hard inside the 32. Let's see where he's nailed down. About the 26. And the clock is going as we pass 1:20. Short of the 25. Penalty flags. That's going to be too much time, I think, against the Clemson Tigers. They don't care as long as they can wind that clock off. They lead 17 to 15. They've got exactly 1 minute to play now, and a delay of game penalty of 5 yards.
That's a big penalty because Ohio State does have 2 timeouts left. If they use them and they hold here, they might have an opportunity to get the ball back.
This obviously will be one of the biggest wins that young Danny Ford will ever have in his coaching career if his team can hang on.
What a way to start.
Ball is near the 30. Second down and 12 for Clemson. And the clock starts to go now. as they keep it on the ground and keep it inside with the fullback, and the clock is running now. Time now spent by Ohio State. So the Buckeyes spend another timeout. That means they have one left. One left. Woody losing his composure for a moment on the sidelines, getting a 15-yard penalty flag. Big fist fight on the field between the players. That one cost Ohio State 15 yards, so they've been flagged 30 yards while Clemson has held on to the ball. And now, with a 17-15 lead and only 53 seconds to play, Clemson still has it.
That's the wildest thing I've seen for a while.
53 seconds remaining to play. Clemson 17, Ohio State 15. Young Dan Ford, the first game he's ever coached as the head man. Woody Hayes had been at it a long time. It was the veteran who lost his cool and got flagged on the sidelines. Cost his team 15. That may have been an academic thing, but whatever, it certainly gave Clemson the football deep in Ohio State territory. The Buckeyes will spend the last time out. Now they have no way of stopping the clock with only 48 seconds to go. Clemson has the football. The down marker, however, says fourth down. So unless Clemson can either pick up the first down and keep possession of the ball, they'll be hard-pressed to run around for 48 seconds and hold on to it. They might very well jack it up and try to go for the 3 points. But whatever, you are sure to see Ohio State people get their hands on that football one more time.
I don't think I would take the risk of kicking a field goal, because if it's blocked, it can be advanced. I think their purpose would be served well enough if they try to run the clock as much as they can, and they're going to have to surrender the ball. The 3 points is not that important here.
What do you do? Just pitch it wide and run around with it?
Kill some time. Bleed some time off that clock. But don't take any big risk plays, and leave it there for Ohio State to try to go the distance if they can with that limited time available to them.
All right, here comes Clemson up to the ball. 48 seconds to play. Tigers lead by 2. Fuller going to throw it, and he's got the first down. He threw it to Jerry Butler. Great call. Butler spun out of bounds, stopping the clock at 44 seconds, but he got the first down. They have 4 plays with the ball. Ohio State, no more times out, and that should do it.
Yeah, that was a great call, great execution, and there wasn't that big a risk to play. The sideline pattern, although normally speaking, in situations like that, teams will go to a double zone, have a man stationed out in the flat. They think they caught Ohio State flat-footed with the play.
So now it is a matter simply of holding on to the football, winding the clock down in a game that has had just a little bit of everything. We have seen 2 fine quarterbacks have outstanding nights. Both of them have been absolutely superb. Both defensive teams have played very well. This game, to a large degree, epitomized what the simple art of jousting on a football field is all about. Up to the point where we had a big fist fight on the field, and then Woody Hayes got flagged for grabbing a hold of one of the officials. And there you have it. The game is over. The Clemson Tigers have defeated the Ohio State Buckeyes by a score of 17-15. And the security people now will just double up, try to keep everybody in the stands as the 2 teams go out into shake each other's hands, and Woody Hayes is leading. And the official declaration of the flag thrown against Woody Hayes was he was on the playing surface where he's not supposed to be. And I would imagine there were some sharp words exchanged as well, but I wasn't down there to hear them, so I don't know. There's your final score in a whale of a football game, the first meeting ever between these 2 teams as Clemson wins it 17-15. The outstanding players for the ball game have been named, and they're hardly a surprise. We have 2 of them, Art Schlichter of Ohio State and Steve Fuller of Clemson. It was Fuller's team, number 4 right there, that came out on top by a score of 17-15. And we had that big fist fight, which cost Ohio State 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. And then you had Woody Hayes get flagged for being on the field, which cost him another 15. And then you had a very daring pass, Fuller to Butler, for a first down that gave them possession and carried them all the way to victory. And the trophy presentation being made right now to the winning team in Clemson.